So, Lydia, my daughter Lydia, is going to introduce us.
My name is Lydia. This is my dad, Todd.
Yes, I'm the dad. I'm Todd, and Lydia's had this great idea she's been talking to me about for quite some time about the wonderful world of Disney. We've been bringing Lydia to Disney. Let's see. You went.
I was like 3 months old.
Since she was 3 months old, we've probably brought her to Disney 25 times, and she's been on her own for another 5 or 6 times or something like that. And she wanted to start a YouTube channel or a vlog or whatever you want to call this thing called
Dad and Daughter Disney.
Dad and Daughter Disney. So I'm Dad I'm
daughter.
And she's...
I'm daughter.
She's daughter Lydia, and I'm Dad Todd, and we're here to talk about all things Disney. What you're going to get from me is the father's, well, 2 things. You're going to get the father's perspective because, taking little kids to Disney since she was literally a month old till she's in her late teens. And also, though, as a creative professional, I've always loved going to Disney because I'm like a kid at heart myself. And I'd like to talk more than you. So,
and from me, you're going to get all the opinions. I've been with friends. I've been with as a couple, by myself or with family. You're going to get like 4 or 5 different perspectives from me. Different people, different travel experiences. You're going to hear all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're going to talk way more than me.
Yeah, I am a talker, but actually so are you.
Not as much as you.
So let me give you an example of what we might be talking about. So, like when we took you as a baby, what's it like taking you as a baby? I always mention the stroller. So, like, do you get a stroller or don't you get a stroller when you go to the Magic Kingdom? Yes, you get a stroller. Why do you get a stroller? Because you have something that you can put stuff in. We always put their drinks and their toys and their gadgets and gizmos. You have your name on the back of the stroller.
Gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
That's a Disney thing. See, she knows that. And on the way to Disney, watching Disney videos all the way down, you watched, Cinderella and Snow White, all of those videos.
Because as a family, we have never flown to Disney. We have always driven. We are a driving family, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a great point because my wife and I, we drove before we had kids, and then when we had kids, every single time we do the van drive. So I'll be able to give you tips and ideas and jokes and gags about the drive to Disney, which I think is awesome. But we've also flown too. We've flown to Disney too.
I've flown a lot more without my family, so I can give you all sorts of tips and experiences about that. Not only the flight itself, but Disney's Magical Express, the complimentary service to your resort, the whole experience, everything.
Explain that quickly. What is that?
The Magical Express?
Yeah. Explain it to our audience.
Well, in case you don't know, the Magical Express is a free complimentary service that you get when you're staying in a Disney World resort. And it's actually very convenient, very easy. You get off your plane, there's signs in the airport that say, right this way to your Disney experience. You go, they're very friendly. You get on your bus that is coordinated with the resort you're staying in, and the bus takes you right to your resort. You don't have to worry about your bags. They take your bags right to your room, and it's all completely complimentary. And they even take you back to the airport to go home.
Yeah, and I did that with you and Sarah, her friend Sarah. So when she turned 16, her Sweet 16 thing was that we go to Disney, remember? Mm-hmm. So you and Sarah, your friend Sarah went, the 3 of us, and I got to do the Magical Express, and that was awesome, I have to say, because they literally treat you like you're royalty. Mm-hmm. You feel like you're being like a limousine, the white glove treatment, like Mickey's white glove treatment. All the way to the hotel, it was phenomenal. So, that. Now, price...
But my favorite thing about the Magical Express is that there's cartoons. Remember the cartoons? When you sit down?
They flip the screen up with the top.
Yeah.
And watch cartoons all the way
Yeah.
to the hotel.
Yeah, they have the classic Mickey cartoons. They have fun facts to get you hyped before your trip. And they play this video before you show up so you like get a taste and feel of what the parks are going to look like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, because you feel, so when we drove to Disney, you drive, and we'll go into this later. Like maybe we'll do a whole episode on van drives or whatever, right? Because there's a lot to talk about. But when you get there, you check in, you go to the checkout counter, and there's a TV. There's always a TV in the lobby, and the kids sit down and watch the Disney cartoons. Well, this way you go in the bus. I mean, man, right from the airport, you're watching Disney cartoons, Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and all those guys. And actually, it's sort of like a relief. You're like, I can relax now all the way to the resort. And you don't have to worry about driving into the resort. You know, you just sort of let them take care of all that stuff.
No parking fees. Because
No parking.
There's actually a new parking fee. In the last couple years, there is a new parking fee.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can expect that. I mean, we'll cover the costs too. I mean, of course, as a parent, as a father, the cost of Disney. You know what's interesting though? I never considered. So if we did the math and we figured that we've gone to Disney so much. I mean, as a family, you can expect to spend somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $5,000 for a basic Disney vacation trip. And I say basic because, we never really stayed at the Grand Floridian or, what are the other big ones?
We've stayed at the Contemporary.
We did stay at the Contemporary.
And the Kingdom Lodge. And the Beach Club.
We eventually did some of those, but generally we did the economical to moderate resorts, right?
Yeah, the All-Star Resorts, Pop Century, Art of Animation, stuff like that.
And we'll talk about all that stuff because there's a lot of great tips and tricks as far as staying at those places.
But on the other hand, it may be expensive, but me going without my family, I have spent maybe $250 on a trip without my family. And it was that cheap to go. And it really was not that expensive. All my friends were surprised to hear how much I spent on my trip.
Now, that being said, because when you're paying for yourself for admission, it's about $120 now. Is that the going rate? It used to be about $90 when the kids were little. But remember, we're paying for a family of 5, so that's 5 tickets. Okay, so it's $500 off the bat per park. So 500 times 2 days is $1,000, plus the hotel. And the food and the drinks and everything else. There are a lot of tips we can provide here that's going to help you have a better Disney experience. Just so many things to talk about.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know either is that some people who I've talked to think that Disney is all about parks, rides. But for people who don't like parks and who don't like rides, there are some experiences all over Disney that are not about parks. You can relax in a cabana for a day. You can go shopping. You go to all sorts of restaurants, mini golf, water parks. It's a whole, like by Disney World, they mean, Disney Springs.
Oh, sorry. It's Disney Springs now. It used to be downtown
Yeah.
Disney. Yeah.
But with Disney World, they really mean Disney World. Like it is a world. There is just unlimited things to do.
I should point out, too, here that Lydia has gone out of her way. You probably can't see a lot of it behind us, but, like I'm streaming in my office of a Disney. What is this? What is this on my screen?
That? Oh, it's on Disney Plus. It's the Scenescapes Ambiance from Disney Plus. I fall asleep to it like every night.
Yeah, she really does. And that's the thing. Disney Plus is awesome. I think Disney did a fantastic job with that whole thing because Disney Plus is a beautiful, beautiful channel to have. I absolutely recommend that. Even if you're not a Disney fanatic. But anyway, she also has a lot of the things from her room here. She's got see, I didn't even know the name, the candle guy. Who's the candle guy? Lumiere. We got
Lumiere. We got
a Mickey Mouse mug.
We got Mike Wazowski over here. We got Stitch, BB-8, Piglet, going from Star Wars to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, she's got like my office all decked out with like.
Imagine this, but in the entire room is my bedroom.
Yeah, we'll take a tour. We'll take a tour through your room later too to show you. But she's got everything decked out in here. That's totally Disney. So, but yes, the Disney experience is extraordinary because I can't tell you how many times as a father I've gone to the Magic Kingdom and I've watched like the show and I get teary-eyed and emotional just because it's just beautiful.
I get emotional every time I walk in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, and they spend so much. So about $100, $120 per person is absolutely positively worth the cost because you really get to go all day. Now, granted, there are times when it's busy and you might not get to go on a lot, but we'll tell you the tips and tricks on how to get through the parks and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's worth every dollar because
especially if you compare it to Six Flags, Universal Studios. Universal Studios, I think now is charging $130, $140 per ticket with no fast passes. And you have to pay extra for those. And then Six Flags, like any theme park you go to is going to be around the same price. Yeah. So, for the Disney experience and the amount of work and magic that they put into maintaining the parks, keeping them clean, hiring friendly staff, that's the thing that separates Disney from any other normal theme park.
Yeah, it's spotless too. Like you could literally eat off the dang floor because you go on the cobblestone like when you're going down Main Street in the Magic Kingdom, and it is spotless. I mean, there are people there constantly picking up, and it's just phenomenal. It's worth every single penny. There's no question about that. But as Lydia said, even when we're outside of the parks and we're going back to the hotel rooms and we're going to Disney Springs, you just feel like you're in a different place. You feel like you are in a different world. But let me start by saying this, and I think you'd agree with this. You have to have the right attitude when you go to Disney. Like if you're the type of personality that's like grumpy and like, I don't care about that crap, then that experience is just going to follow you throughout the park. But if you're a child at heart and you enjoy life and you enjoy your children and you enjoy spending time with a magical place like Walt Disney created, you're guaranteed to have fun.
Yeah, even grumpy people I know have turned into loving Disney. And think about my fiance. The first time I took him, he was a very grumpy person, but we walked in and it was like he turned into an 8-year-old. So, like you can have a good attitude, but it can also turn someone's life upside down or like not upside down, upside up.
Right side up.
Right side up.
Yeah. So even like they have the characters there. So, you'll get to meet all the different characters like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and all of the modern princesses like and Elsa. They're always updating, but they make you feel like it's kind of spooky because you feel like you're really they act like they're real characters. In fact, you still believe it to this day. You still kind of want to believe it, but you feel like it's real.
I do believe it.
Yeah, she does. She believes that the people, the figures are real. But that's the whole point of this.
They immerse you so much that if you're like me and my dad, that before you even leave Disney World, you're already planning for your next trip. Yeah. While you're there, you're like, oh, we're doing this next time. We're doing that next time. Yeah. Or you're already planning for the next time you're going to go before you even leave. Right. Yeah. And I don't know any other place that does that to me.
True. And now back to the big resorts, like the Contemporary. Because I remember when we always went all those years, for the first 15 years or so, we always went to the economical resorts, which I got to say, like the Art of Animation, like when Jaden and we all went, it was awesome. And that was an economical resort, it was beautiful. But then when we finally got to go to the Contemporary, it's not like it was that bad. We only stayed one night one time, and another time we did like a week in a cabana, but the one night, it was just worth it just to have the monorail go through the lobby of the hotel and just to have the $500 a night experience for the family was really well done. Yeah,
there's cool things about each resort. You stay in Pop Century, you get to go to the different kinds of pools, or like in the All-Star Music Resort, they have a giant piano pool, and it's so cool. And they have a huge jazz area and a giant like Congo pool with like maracas everywhere, like lots of fun giant icons that really make it feel Disney-like,
when you're there and you feel like you got to go to the buffet, you got to get going. Yes. You're like, you want to get your bags down. Like, where do we go? Where do we put our bags? We got to go here. We got to go there. We got to go to this.
Yeah, we'll make another video just about resorts, but like there's positives and negatives to each one. Yeah. There's less wait times for buses at the
good ones.
No.
At the big ones?
No, at the little ones
Because
because
there's
there's
more
more
buses.
people.
That's true.
More
That's
people means more buses, so they send maybe 5 times more buses there. When I stayed at All Star Music, I didn't wait more than 5 minutes for a bus ever.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true. And also, we stayed at the when we stayed. Where was that? We stayed the Beach Club Resort when we walked into Epcot, like right around the boardwalk. You walked
That was the
around
boardwalk.
the Boardwalk Hotel. That's right. It's the Boardwalk Hotel. You know, man, we wake up. I go run and get some coffees and some bagels and stuff for the kids, and not the coffee for the kids. The coffee was for me, but then we walked right into Epcot, right off of that hotel. It was amazing, just amazing. And then at the end of the day, when you're exhausted, you walk right in the boardwalk. You go right to your hotel, and it's a piece of cake. So there's tips and things that we can tell you about, like when you're exhausted. And so you're really tired. Your kids are really cranky. I called them tids. Is that all right? Tids,
Why
kids.
tids?
I don't know. I just called them that. But kids get really tired, and you get on the monorail, and I can tell you ideas that'll help you get to your room quicker and safer and feel really comfortable, because it can be really exhausting. When you kids were little, I used to carry one kid and your brother Tristan in my right arm and you in my left arm, and then a backpack, and then my wife with a stroller full of stuff. And Lydia here would always buy stuff, obviously stuff
Yeah,
upon
imagine
stuff
how
upon.
much that stinks. I can tell you more about experiences like with a friend. I just went on a trip with my girlfriend. I can tell you about the really cool, fun spots you can go to, all the different spas, all the different fun cabanas, and the different food places you can go to, best places to go shopping. That's a completely different trip than when you go with kids. Because like you said, it's completely different. It's more stressful, but like at the same time, it can be a lot more fun. Like bringing your kids on rides that you love too. You know what I mean? Like seeing my first reaction ever to the Winnie the Pooh ride and seeing my eyes glow and my humongous smile. You know what I mean? Experiences like that.
When they were little, we'd bring them into the Magic Kingdom, and me and my wife have kids' hearts, and we were so excited to share that experience with them. So when we went in, we were like, "Oh, look, it's Winnie the Pooh!" And they knew who Winnie the Pooh was from reading the books and stuff. And just to share that experience with you kids, to get you started with that, it was phenomenal. And then, man, there's just so much to talk about, because there's so much to see. And even now, like I've always said this to you, that when we walk down Main Street, how I always want to stop and slow down. And it's hard to slow down there, but it's important to, because
We've
there's
learned that over the years.
so much.
It is to slow down.
Stop at the park benches and look around, like I'm seeing in the video here too, like just the gardens, the way they take care of the gardens and the trees, and they manicure everything. You could sit and stare at that castle for a good hour or more easily, and just watch.
It's cool little Disney fun facts. Like, here's one fun fact that Walt Disney himself made sure that he walked around the Magic Kingdom to see how long he could stand with trash in his hand, which is why there's a trash can every 50 feet in every single Disney park, because he did an experiment and he got sick of holding his trash after 15 seconds. So he decided, we're going to put trash cans every 50 feet so that, and they have cats to take care of all the rats and stuff and all. Yeah.
Right. Same with what do they do about the mosquitoes and stuff? They have birds and stuff that they have.
I don't know where you're getting that fact from.
No, I read that they have actually a certain aviary that they actually raise these birds and bats too. They have like bat houses at night to take care of the mosquito problem.
Yeah, Disney's that extra.
You ever get a mosquito bite at Disney?
No.
No.
You never
You ever see a rat?
No.
A cockroach?
No. Or bees?
Bees? You ever
Yeah,
get stung
no.
by a bee? No.
Yeah, not in Disney.
No, it's not. Yeah. Now I don't know if you know this or not. We'll go into this too, but the Magic Kingdom, and I think all of them have this, but it's an underground pathway. So they have help that goes on one side of the park underground all the way to the other side park. So they have a whole city underneath going on, running this infrastructure. It's phenomenal.
They build the entire Magic Kingdom 15 feet above the ground to fit it.
Right. It's phenomenal how it's built, but the whole experience is spectacular. Now, things are tough right now with this past 2020 year with things going on, health wise with masks and different things. But I think it's just going to help change, just the way things are. And when they get back into the swing of things, there's going to be a lot to share here, a lot to share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I just wanted to introduce us. This is something cool and new we're going to try. It's something cool and new that we're going to try. It's, again, for a view of Disney from a dad and from a daughter. And I think it's going to be kind of fun to share that. We're going to share video clips and show some of the clips of these kids so you can meet Lydia when she was little. Yep. And I just want to introduce myself. I'm Todd, and I'm super excited to do this with my daughter. So thank you for the idea.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking to you real soon.
Like they say in the park, see you real soon.